Hi, I'm June Jackson with Mindful Integration, and today I'm going to talk about the different types of emotional programming. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about how to become conscious and aware. As we become more and more conscious and aware of what's going on with us, we start seeing that it's kind of complicated, all of the different types of programming that we are starting to see. So I thought today would be a great time to kind of give a breakdown of the different types of emotional programming. Okay, these are the main types of programming, and I'm going to list them one at a time, and then I'll say a little bit about each one. One of the first things that we start noticing is stories that we are telling ourselves, beliefs that we have. Oftentimes, these beliefs are really affecting our lives, and sometimes we don't even realize it. So, as we become more conscious and more aware, we're becoming aware of our beliefs. The next one is reactions. We're starting to notice reactions as we become more aware and more conscious. Okay, what about triggers? Yeah, we all have triggers, and it's great when we're pretty clear about what triggers us. How about indoctrination? Oftentimes, indoctrination is pretty unconscious because these are the stories and beliefs basically that we were taught, usually growing up. Indoctrination comes in many, many forms. Coping strategies. Sometimes I call them coping mechanisms, coping strategies. It's the same thing. They are strategies, and there are a lot of them. Parts. We have parts of ourselves that play roles. You could almost see them as archetypes. We have these commands that are running unconsciously, usually. There are energy patterns that we encounter. We have emotions that are just constantly coming up as we're encountering life, relationships, just dealing with life itself can bring up so many emotions. We start noticing patterns. If you're noticing patterns, usually, if you're far enough along in this journey of self-awareness, you're noticing patterns. So what do you do when you start noticing these patterns and all these other coping strategies and everything? Because it can be very frustrating, right? Especially if we know it's been happening. In fact, I was just talking to a friend of mine today, and she knows that she's kind of a rescuer. She's kind of always focusing on everybody else and not focusing on self-care and what she really needs right now to stay healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy. So we talked about it, like, well, what do you do? Yes, I know I do that. That's what she said. I know I do that. So if you're at that point where you're noticing some of these things have become coping strategies in your life, what do you do about it? So I'm going to give you, I'm going to run you through a little exercise, and you can kind of work along with me by just resting, taking a few deep breaths, and sit upright with your feet on the floor as much as possible. You want to relax in the place where you're sitting, and just consider this, just hold it up. Whatever this is that you've noticed that has been a pattern, it has been an ongoing pattern. So let's look at, when did this originate? Can you remember the first time you noticed this? Or as you're looking back on your life, can you identify when this started? So just remembering to have a lot of space. We want to be breathing into this. We want to be very relaxed and in a spacious place while we're looking at, when did this originate? What was going on in your life when this originated? And very important to consider, what was this trying to help with at the time? Why did you have to adopt this coping strategy? These coping strategies are here to help us with something. And learning how to identify what they were originally trying to help with is very important. It's so helpful. So considering what it was originally trying to help with, and then be with that younger part of yourself for a moment. Just allow that younger part of yourself to be here. Just consider that the adult part of you can be holding space for the younger part of you that was present during the origin of this programming. And then just give some space to that younger part of yourself. What does she or he need to hear right now from the adult self? Say it and write it down, or just energetically express that to that vulnerable part of yourself. And let that vulnerable part of yourself hear it. See if that part of you can hear this and feel the sincerity of this that's coming from your mature adult self. And then see if that younger part of you has anything to express. Does this younger part of you want to say something? Does this part of you need to feel anything? Let yourself feel it. So the adult current self that's sitting here, resting in mindfulness, can feel this fully. Feel these emotions on behalf of the vulnerable self that was present during the origin of this programming. You see that? Just breathe into that and allow that, giving space to that. You know, why would we want to shy away from this kind of work? It's easy to do, and it's very, very meaningful. So this was an introduction to the different types of emotional programming. These are the types of things that we find when we're processing and doing the work that we do at Mindful Integration. I hope that you have enjoyed this, or it's given you something to think about. Maybe you could practice it on your own when you have some time to just be alone and be rested and in spaciousness, and be able to breathe and have some space to run through this exercise on your own. And please like our channel. As of the date of this recording, we have a very new channel. We have less than 30 followers. So help us get followers, because I mean, we're basically here to help others. We have some amazing programs and tools to offer, and you know, a lot of people are out there struggling. As you know, you probably know a lot of people that are struggling too. So tell them about it. Tell them about our channel. We're going to be, you know, hopefully providing more and more help and assistance through programs and gatherings, meetings, and our website. So, yeah, like our channel and hit the thumbs up. Thanks.